Hello, this is Lori, Michelle, and Kat Riley for a private session. And as I instructed you before, Kat, this is for you. If you decide at some point you want to share this, that's your prerogative, but it's just you and me and God, Hashem.
Right.
So this is really all about you and helping you. And I know you're going through a challenge now. So I'm going to turn it right over to you. I have nothing to say. I'm just going to respond to you. And also keep in mind, I might ask you to repeat because I don't hear so well.
Okay.
Okay.
Basically, I just want to know why everything's so hard lately. Everything is just very hard.
Very hard.
Yeah.
Do you have a specific question about anything in particular that is hard for you right now? Maybe, I know you had an accident, you lost your job, you lost your car, you lost your wealth.
I went bankrupt, I did all of it. And it's just like everything just seems to be falling apart. So I'm not really sure I'm understanding why.
Did you file for bankruptcy?
Huh?
You filed for bankruptcy?
Yeah.
Okay. So you don't have debt now. That's good, right?
Right. But I don't have a car, I don't have a job, I don't have, right now I have housing, but that's about it. And I have a friend that's lending me a car. But I have faith that everything's going to come through. But, I mean, right now we went to court, so it's probably like, it's like a crapshoot on that too. It's like, I don't know. Like, I don't know if I should be, what else I should be doing.
Well, you had your surgery and you're now out of therapy, right? You told me that.
Right.
So your health is improving. Can you get any kind of employment at all?
I've been looking everywhere for the job that I've had. And the job I had, I was a surgical tech. So I basically passed instruments during surgery. And every patient that came through, I prayed over them.
You did what?
And so I prayed over them.
Mm-hmm.
Like with or without them knowing. That was my own thing that I did because I felt like it was my way of giving back and helping.
Right.
Even more than my job was. And I felt very led to do that, so I did it. And not even knowing that I did it almost every patient that I've done surgery on. So including like C-sections, which was great too because it was like watching a miracle every day.
Right.
And so I had that job and I wanted to leave it because I just wanted to find something else. And before I could, I was fired. And then I had another job, and before I could leave that job because I got injured, I was fired. So it's like,
You were fired because why? Why?
Why was I fired? Because I couldn't do the job I was hired to do.
Because physically you were unable?
Yes.
I see. The injury that you suffered caused you not to be able to perform the way you needed to.
Yes.
Okay. Are you on disability?
No. Right now I have, because I wasn't able to. Like, I wasn't able to get anything.
You applied for disability and you got nothing.
Yeah. The only thing I got food stamps and state insurance, and that was it until the end of this month. Because they said the doctor still says that I'm able to work. So now I get like cut off from everything.
Oh, so no unemployment, no disability, no. You're not eligible for anything.
Right. And then the workman's comp, it may or may not pick up because I just went to court for that.
So there's no state agency that's able to help you. There are people who live on welfare, for example.
Yeah, I can't get welfare because I got the food stamps and the state insurance, but that ends on the 31st. So I've been working for 20 years and I've done everything right. I didn't have like 15 kids by 15 different people and I can't get anything. And it's frustrating.
It sounds unreasonable, of course, and it sounds odd that you can't get any kind of public assistance when there are entire communities living on this, and so you investigated and you spoke to them.
I went everywhere. I went to Social Security, I went to social services, I went to unemployment, and everybody said no.
And so what
I went back and did it again. No, you're not qualified.
You don't qualify for assistance. So are you supposed to go on the street? Is that America?
Exactly. I don't know anymore, and it's very frustrating.
Okay. So, but you're applying for work now, yes?
Yeah.
And you're finding no opportunities?
No.
Are you?
I've been looking for over a month.
I'm sorry.
I've been looking for over a month.
For a month. And are you looking only at opportunities of the kind of work that you did before your accident? Or are you looking for any opportunity at all to work at anything?
I was looking for my job, yes, for the job that I did before. But that's making me wonder, like, am I supposed to be doing something else? Because I'm not getting anything.
Well, that would be the next logical move. Yes. I got a yes. When the doors keep being slammed in your face, it's time to look for a new door. Right?
I've been looking for the door. I don't even see a window.
But you're really not. You're going to the same places, the same jobs, the same sort of thing. Now, you open this conversation by saying the only thing that you have going for you is that you're not homeless.
Exactly.
Well, there's a lot of homeless people out there. There are a lot of people living on the street. There are a lot of people who have lost hope and nobody is giving them a hand. It's tragic. I went to just short story, and I don't want to take up time, but this is important.
Right.
I went to Santa Monica several years ago, maybe 5 years ago, and visited with a very wealthy family. And when I visited, it was beautiful by the ocean, and I wanted to go for a run because that's what I do to release pressure and stress. And the person I was staying with said, well, I just want to warn you before you go for your run that Santa Monica is very tolerant of the homeless population.
Uh-huh.
And I said, tolerant of homeless, what does this mean? Well, they don't take them off the street, they let them be. Well, when I went for my run, there were people pushing all the belongings of their life in a wagon and sleeping on the beach as very wealthy, well-dressed people with their iPhones were jogging and riding their bicycles, and these people were sleeping on the beach. Why? America. So the reason I'm bringing that up, Kat, is the first thing you need to do, and you do, and I know you are grateful, is focus on what you're grateful for and expand on that. You really are blessed. You're living in a beautiful, I'm looking where you are, you're in a beautiful home.
I purposely keep something in my pocket so that when I touch it, if I put my hands in my pocket, I feel it and I just say something that I'm grateful for. And it's a little tiny angel thing, and it's just my way of remembering to do it.
Now, this conversation isn't just to say be grateful, be loving, everything's fine. Right. This is to give you practical advice of what you need to do next. You need to decide. I'm not telling you what to do, but I can make suggestions. The doors are slamming shut. Something in your universe, in your world, is telling you that you can't get a job doing what you used to do. So you need to look elsewhere, and you need to, humble yourself. I'm not here to criticize you or put you down. I hope you understand that. When I say humble yourself, there are experiences in life that we go through, and they're humbling. It doesn't mean that I think you're stuck up and arrogant. It just means you need a reality check of what's important.
And I think that I've been going through that for a year, right?
But you're not done. If you were done, you would be on the way back. And there is a bottom, and then there's below bottom, meaning below earth. And
where I'm at.
I was going to bring a prop, and I didn't. I was going to bring I have a little mirror, and I was going to fog the mirror and draw a happy face on it, because if you can fog a mirror, there is hope in your life. Write it good morning. Write it good morning when you're breathing the air and you're not dead. Hashem, God, is putting his faith in you, and he's giving you another day because he knows you can get it done. And you're here for a purpose. You are.
What is the purpose?
Well, there's one universal purpose that I could tell you that I know we're all here for right now, and that's to bring peace on earth. Because while you're sitting there in Delaware, somewhere in Delaware, and I'm here in Israel, the evildoers are plotting to kill us. And I don't want to take this to another place away from your everyday subject matter, but we're very, very fortunate and blessed that even though the government of the United States isn't giving you money right now, there is a government that's protecting you from a lot of things that could happen that are not happening, but eventually I'm told they will. So be grateful, and we need to work for peace, but that doesn't give you money to sustain yourself. So let's get back to reality of what's going on with you. Everything in our lives happens on purpose and on time. And you're ready for money, but it's God's timing. It's not Kat's timing.
I know.
And he's calling on you to humble yourself and do what you have to do to get your life moving in that next step, in that next direction. We have a common friend who...
What is the next step, though?
Well, we have a common friend who also lost her job a year or two ago. And I remember her struggling to find work. And she had a very prestigious and well-paying job and dealt with top executives in corporations. A very good job, like you. And she found herself working at Lowe's wearing an orange vest for minimum wage. And she said it was one of the best experiences of her life.
Yep.
Wearing that little orange vest. We joked, we laughed about it.
Well, I went to the grocery store the other day, and I don't usually get lunch meat, and I did. And the guy standing behind the counter, and they're all asking each other, like, can you stay? No. Can you stay? No. And I'm like, and then the lady looks over and she goes, need a job? And I went, yeah, I do. And then I was just like, I've already done this before, so, why wouldn't I do it again?
Do it.
And that just made me think, like, wow, all right.
Now, do anything. Get some cash in your hands. Be a bagger at the grocery store. You know what? I'll tell you, I think that's a great job. You get to talk to people all day. It scans. Now, back in the day when I was a kid, I refused to be a cashier because I'm very bad at counting money. But you don't even have to count money anymore. You just beep, beep, scan, bag, and it tells you the change. Everything's on credit. So it's an easy job. Take a vacation from all your mental work and enjoy your life for now. It's not, it's not a career choice, and it's not demoralizing. It's just what you've got to do now. And put a smile back on your face. Put some cash in your pocket. You have a roof over your head. You're eating. You're not starving to death. There are people in the world right now, as you and I are speaking, who are starving to death. Starvation. They're going to bed hungry and they're waking up and they have nothing to eat.
Right.
So, when you die, and I'm not saying you're going to, there's a prayer. God forbid. I can't believe I said that. But there's a prayer. And I recall when my father-in-law passed away several years ago, I was reading this prayer. It was a Jewish prayer, and it was so profound, and it hit me like a ton of bricks. But it talked about, and I don't have it in front of me, about how when you die, whether you were rich or poor, you're equal. Right. It doesn't matter if you were a billionaire or a homeless person. It's all equal now. You're not higher in the eyes of God or lower. Right. It was just a life, and it was a decision that was made at that time. So if you have to go bag groceries, Kat, it says nothing about what God thinks of you.
I'm not below any, nothing is below me to do. I mean, I cleaned for a cleaning company for every summer for a year, and I just did it for the extra cash. And then when I didn't have a job, I went there. But this time, because I had surgery, I couldn't, go back and start cleaning. And I couldn't even walk, so it was just a matter of.
Now you can walk, yes.
Right.
You're moving around. In Israel, I have something to make you laugh. I came here, and it's so bizarre. The cashiers at the supermarket sit on their duff. They don't bag. They just push all the groceries over, and you gotta bag like crazy for yourself. And they're just there, and they give you the money. They don't even stand. They don't have express lanes. It's the weirdest. It's like a reality show. They should have cameras and do webcam or something. But in America, you have the little. It's an easy job mentally.
Right.
You don't have to do a lot of thinking. Walmart, all of those places. And you know what? Where are we now? We're in springtime. I guess it's not holiday season. You don't want to be a holiday worker, but just get any job. Go work at Quizmo or, or McDonald's. I don't know. But anywhere. If I had to, I would.
Sorry. I said the great humbling of Kat isn't over.
Is what?
Not over. I said the great humbling of Kat is not over.
It's not over. Oh. He's saying that it's more than humbling. It's a life change. Your life is about to change drastically. Even more than it has.
It feels like everybody, even friends just shut the door. And I don't understand that part. It feels like everything since the surgery happened, everybody just closed every door I had, my family. I haven't even talked to them in months.
Your family.
We were close,
your mother, your
my mom, sisters, brother. I talked to my brother more than I talked to anybody else, but
did they stop calling you, or you stopped calling?
Yeah. It's I call and nobody answers, and it's what is going on? Did I change that much? That's hard. Friends did the same thing.
So your lament or your pain right now is you need a job and you need money. You have a home, right? So any amount. So that have you settled on that? You're going to take any job in the next week or two. Get something, anything. You know what, Kat? It's more than the money. It's the self-esteem. It's the feeling good. It's about having a place to go, having a schedule. Right. We're much better off. Even small children do better on a schedule. I have to be there at 9. You're not so free-form and all over the place. And when you have too much time on your hands, Your brain goes over and over the same things. Why didn't my mother call me? 10 minutes later, why didn't my mother call me? So you're doing the same.
I mean, I don't think about it every day, but it's just happening right now, and it's hurtful when everybody's door is shut.
Right. So now, the biggest thing that you can do is think about Cat Riley. And don't measure, this is coming through to me, don't measure yourself or your worth on how other people treat you. Do you do that? Do you feel less about yourself when people treat you poorly? You can say yes. It's natural. You need to stop doing that to yourself, because people treat you in a way that they're choosing for themselves. It's not necessarily about Cat Riley.
Right,
so
but it still hurts.
It's not that it doesn't hurt. It's that you can't depend on most people.
Else.
In fact, on any day, you shouldn't reach for people for your healing and your salvation, although that's what people naturally do. We're supposed to reach for Him. So you need to do that. I know you're doing that incredibly every day. I know you're reaching more and more, but there's something called private and personal prayer, and speak to Him in your own voice. And if you have to do it every moment that you're awake, do it, because that's what He is there for. He's not incarnate. He doesn't have laundry to do or a job. People have things to do. We're incarnate. We have our own lives. His life is giving to all of us. That's what He's there. That's what He desires. And when He clobbers you, it's a wake-up call, but it's also your response can be to turn away from Him and say, there's no such thing as God, I'm bankrupt, this happened and that happened. Or
it could never happen.
Or the response can be to return to Him. It could be I'm watching you.
Well, I mean, I was taught to pray as if I was taught to pray like God's in the room. Like He's sitting on the bed with you, He's sitting in the chair next to you. He's always in the room. So that's how I was taught at a very young age to pray. So I've always, yes, there is the Lord's Prayer, all that, but then there's also a me and Him time or me and God time. So that's what,
Do that, and don't be afraid to cry. Go in the shower, scream, cry. That is very cleansing. To cry is very, very good. It's very good to get that out of you. I know you just came off surgery, but walking, air, movement elevates your spirit. That is one of the single best things you can do, because we're a walking chemistry bottle, and when you're moving and you're active, you're encouraging hormones, endorphins, you're encouraging and eliciting your body to give you chemicals that you need to lift your soul. Right. I don't think you're prepared to run right now, but when this first started with me and my life was careening out of control, I would go running on love. And He said on one run, He stopped me cold while I was running, and He said, running is the Lord's dance. That's what He said to me. And it made sense, because you don't need to know how to dance. You don't need to be like J-Lo or anything. You just go out and you run. And it's the movement of your body and the energy that you're expending is very, very good for you. Right. Relationships, any relationship in particular that you want to talk about? Do you have specific questions while we're talking besides job and relationships in general?
My dad, I think he's getting sick. He's sick. I know that, but I think he's getting more. I think at some point soon he's probably going to make that transition. But I don't know. Like, I don't know if I'm ever going to know who he truly is as a person. And we didn't have a very good friendship growing up, so.
You don't have a good friendship,
tried.
or you do? I can't hear.
We did not.
You did not?
So,
your whole life?
No.
Your whole life?
No.
And
no, we tried. I mean, but we're just too much alike, and we're very stubborn. And, I mean, I just don't know. Am I ever going to know who he is without remembering all that stuff?
is that troubling you now that you want to heal that now?
I would like to fix that, yeah.
It's interesting that you're bringing this up, because I have family relationships that suffered in all of these years. And sometimes you need to let go because the relationships are toxic and they're painful. But if your relationship is not toxic and you can actually talk to him, then you should reach for him. He's your father. And if you think he's running out of time, now's the time to do that. And if it's too difficult for you
Well, we were never close, so I don't know if that would even, like, where do you begin? Like, where does it start?
Well, what are your expectations? If you were never close, the chances are excellent that you will never be close. So the best thing you can do is just accept. Sometimes you need to just accept. This is what it was, and I did my best. If you don't feel that you've done your best, then do your best and reach out for him. If you feel that you fell short in some way, but if you feel that your whole life you were always trying and it just never was reciprocated, or the relationship didn't connect, then it's too much to believe that it would connect now when you're running out of time. But always do your best. That's one of the things that I can say unequivocally. I make mistakes. My life doesn't always turn out the best way. I make decisions that don't play out in the best way. But I always, in every moment, do my best. Right now, I'm giving you my best. I'm always in that moment doing the best I can. And you can never fault yourself, no matter what happens to your father, if you feel that that's the 2-minute warning. Okay, I said it. Wait, let me just, oops. Okay, we just had the 2-minute warning. That was interesting. I haven't done it that way before. Someone told me there's a timer on my iPhone. So, but always do your best, and then you will never have a regret in the world, because how can you do more than your best, Kat?
Right, you can't.
You can't. So now that we have 2 minutes left, tell me what's really pressing. I want you to walk away and feel that you got value out of the time we spent together.
You said it's going to change drastically. How is that, and when is that coming?
Well, I'm not a fortune teller, and I don't have a crystal ball, but I have him, and he doesn't tell me details, but he tells me broad pictures of what's ahead of us. And the world...
Is it going to be for better? It's going to be for the better? The drasticness?
Everything is always for the better. Everything that happens to you is for the better. Whether you can understand this in this moment or not, every single thing that happened this past year was for your good, and you have benefited from it.
Yeah.
Through pain, we have growth. I went deaf, and I'm like this, trying to hear you. I'm deaf. I have my implant. It's an amazing technology, but I wouldn't be able to talk to you if I was so afraid of going deaf. I was reaching and screaming for God, and I used a prayer called Shema. The Shema means hear. I didn't even realize that I was saying, hear me, hear me. And he took away my ears. He gave me the most amazing gift, and I lost everything. The only thing that didn't happen to me that you did was I didn't declare bankruptcy, and I'm still in deep debt. But I have a smile, I have a roof over my head, I eat really well, I live in the Holy Land. My life is a miracle. I'm writing a book. I'm on Uvu. I'm helping you. This is what jazzes me up and drives me.
Right.
You need to find what drives you and jazzes you up, but it may not be your form of livelihood. I don't get paid for this. God willing, I will in short term. I'm going to launch a site, and hopefully people will think that it's of value. Woohoo!
It will be. Yeah, right.
A new career. I had the all-American model life, and it blew up. But
I don't want that, though. I just want to help people. I want to help people.
Then you can do that. There's nothing
Right.
that stops you from helping people. You don't need to
Right.
get paid for that. It doesn't need to be your career. You don't need to be in the health arena or caring for people. You can do that and get that part of your soul awakened and nurtured by doing
Right.
it on the weekends or in the evenings. Go visit an old age home. Do you know how many old people are in old age homes who have been left to die and their families don't even visit them? So nurture that part of your soul. But I'm going to wrap up now. I think I'm beyond my 2 minutes. But I want to say to you, go get a job. Get to work. And
Thanks.
it doesn't matter what it is, but I would love to hear from you when you take any kind of job, get some cash greenbacks in your hand, and do stuff on the side. Be with people, nurture that spiritual side. It's just not in your path right now to be your career. It doesn't mean that a year from now something wild isn't going to drop in your lap.
Right.
So you're blessed. You're very blessed.
I'm very blessed.
And I want you to also, I'm going to recommend a book, and it's a Jewish book, but you can put all the Jewish stuff on a shelf. I used to read Norman Vincent Peale, and he would invoke Christian stuff, but he was fabulous. So the religious part doesn't matter, but it's called
Right.
The Garden of Amunah. And it's written by a rabbi, and Amunah is faith in God, and there's levels of faith that everything happens for a reason, everything is for our good, and God is involved in everything. It's different levels of faith. And when you live at the highest level of faith, nothing can shake you. Nothing's going to take you off your game. And nothing's going to knock that smile off your face permanently. You might cry. You might run into the bathroom and scream and whatever, but you'll be strong from the inside out, and that's what you need to do. You need to go inside, and that will heal you. God bless you, Kat.
Thank you.
God bless you.
All right. Thank you, too.
Bye-bye.